5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Nice looking Monday morning. Here we'll go through a museum and look at a painting that's been up on that wall for hundreds of years, or at least on somebody's wall for hundreds of years. I often wonder about the chalk artists who do some amazing artwork on the sidewalks. The first rain, it goes away. There's some chalk paintings. I guess you call them paintings, right?
Yes.
In Silver Springs on the sidewalk, and
yes,
they're under the canopy, so the rain hasn't quite got to them directly. But so there's still a little hint of them there. In the studio is Gene Hotaling. He is a graphic and ceramic artist, an illustrator. He's the director of the Marion County Center of the Arts Visual Arts Programs at Westport High School. And he's got one of his beautiful students here, Rachel Gonzalez. Beautiful and talented, I presume, if you're an art student. Gene is an active member of the Florida Educators Association. He sits on the executive board and contract bargaining committee for the Marion Educators Association. And he's here today to talk to us about the 2016 Art in the Park Student Chalk Festival, which happens at Lake Tuscaloosa, or Tuscaloosa Park is what we call it, right? Good morning to both of you. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning.
Doing great, thanks. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, now I hear you better. Okay.
Sure, appreciate it.
So how long have you been involved with this particular program?
I started at Westport about 6 years ago, and I took over the visual arts directorship about 5 years ago. So this will be the fifth year that I've worked on Art in the Park. Okay. And you're absolutely right. About the worst thing that can happen to a sidewalk chalk festival is rain.
It's rain, yeah.
And I'm sorry to report that a couple of the years, one year we got completely washed out, and then another year, about 11 or 12 o'clock, it started raining and kind of pulled the plug on us early. But I watched the weather this morning, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty Saturday. So we're very
as
very
an
optimistic.
art instructor, would you steer a student away from attempting to do those 3D pictures that you see on the internet, that you have to have a certain angle to grasp it?
No, I absolutely encourage.
You think those are cool? Because those are so cool.
Oh, they're very cool. And the truth is that where 10 or 15 years ago, an art career was almost a kiss of death. You know, a starving artist was a very real thing.
Yeah.
You ended up teaching or selling stuff at festivals and stuff. Now, the visual arts are it's a wide open field with hundreds of opportunities thanks to the digital intermedia. And,
Is that right?
The various incarnations of that.
We have
web design, all of those things.
I'm glad you said that. We have a lot of authors who have illustrators who work with them.
Yes.
And we interview the illustrators quite frequently, and it's amazing how they went into this whole field being warned by everybody. You're entering into a dead-end field. You're going to be the starving artist who we hear about after you're dead, and meanwhile they're doing stuff for video games and for I guess even the Jungle. What was it called? The Jungle Book.
Yeah, that new movie.
The whole movie, except for that little boy, is all created by an artist.
Yeah.
Or a team of artists, I guess.
Yeah, and that's happening more and more. I think there's a new one coming out, another Pixar film this weekend that's completely digitally animated and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, not only is the technology revolutionary, but the fact that you could have an illustrator, say, in New York City and an author in London, England.
Yes.
And because of the internet and the technology, they can really come together and work together on a project. So it's amazing. And no, I don't hesitate to offer my kids any kind of encouragement for any kind of visual field.
I think one day we'll recognize movie making as an art. I think right now it's not considered an art in the same.
I think it is.
I know. Okay, I don't want, but I mean the general public. We don't look at a film as like a Picasso. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
But I think that will happen eventually once it's old enough. It's still a relatively young.
That's true.
Art form.
We've been making movies for 60, 70 years, I guess, really.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of a motion picture, of course, runs counter to what art is, which is stationary and on the wall. And,
Right.
So it's kind of interesting.
So who were you influenced by as an artist?
Well, you mentioned Picasso. He's one of my favorites. Salvador Dali, certainly. But actually, probably the most influential were the teachers that I had.
Is that right?
The people that I took classes from, I'd have to say, they're the most influential. High school teacher, Lori Goman, and college instructor Dan Gunderson over at Stetson University.
Really?
Those kind of folks.
Did they say something to you that stands out in your memory that kind of really cemented it for you?
Well, I think they encouraged me, which of course all artists are.
They saw your art and they said, "You're pretty good.
You're good. Let's see where we can go."
Wow.
And certainly the little tricks, and hopefully Rachel can support this. There's little tricks, there's shortcuts, there's tools, and they make all the difference.
And now you're doing the same thing with students like Rachel. You're saying you're very talented and you could run with this and make a living with this, right?
Yeah, indeed. And that's our hope, is that the students, particularly at Westport, are going to pursue a career in visual arts. And that's what we're preparing them for.
But you also encourage free thinking, and that is really, really welcome by the young people, especially now.
I think so, and I think media and industry is welcoming that. I mean, they want problem solvers. They don't want people who can really do math. I mean, we've got machines that can do math.
Oh, yeah.
What they want is people who can solve problems in new and interesting ways, approaching things differently.
And I think young people have this gift that they give to society of taking something and changing it. Otherwise, it would be so stagnant. If it was just us old people doing things all the time, it would be the same type radio shows, it would be the same type music, same type movies, and same type of art, right? So I think it's your generation. You're born at a really good time.
I feel like whenever generations come and change, it kind of refreshes everything so that everything doesn't just stay current. Different fashion patterns, just different patterns happen every generation. That's what I think is really cool.
Are you one of the artists there Saturday?
Yes, I will be there on Saturday.
So you got to get down on the ground with chalk. Now, when we say chalk, is it like you see the kids when they're making hopscotch? Is that the chalk?
Essentially,
yeah.
it is.
Oh,
it is.
It's called sidewalk chalk. It's possibly 1.5 inches in diameter, real thick.
How many colors do you have to choose from?
We give them a box of 12 colors for their entry fee of $15. They get a $19 box of high-quality chalk, 12
Nice.
colors, black, white, all the primaries and secondaries, brown.
Is the surface of the concrete a challenge?
It is.
It's bumpy?
It's rough.
Yeah.
It's very much like
Give texture, to the...
You can take advantage of that.
Oh, you use that in some way.
Absolutely. A lot of the kids will use a small area almost as like a grinding area, and then they'll take the dust.
Oh, really?
And use
that is
to
cool.
blend it into the pictures.
Rachel, do you know what you're going to be depicting or drawing? Or do you call it painting? It looks like a painting when it's done.
Painting, drawing, I'm actually not sure yet because I believe I'm going to actually be helping in the actual booths because Art in the Park is not just about the sidewalk drawings. It's also about, it's kind of like a festival, I guess you would
So you
say.
have artwork on display.
We have like little booths with like henna, which is like drawing on hands. We have face painting, things for sale.
Oh, really?
So I personally will be helping with face painting and henna drawing.
Okay.
And our ceramics department will have a booth, and they'll be selling pottery that they've made.
And this is something you've made a name for yourself with
Yes,
as
I've
well.
done a bit of ceramics in my time. Absolutely.
Did you ever see the pots at the Appleton that are made out of? It looks like glass. How did they do that back in whatever year that was? How did they
I am not sure which stuff you're talking about.
They look at pots and you say, "Oh, they do that on a wheel." No, that's glass.
Interesting. A lot of the glass pottery, well, it wouldn't be called.
I guess they heated it up.
Pottery. It would be blown. Glass
yeah.
blowing, where they blow an air bubble and then create the form. You can also cast glass. But I'm not really familiar with the work at the Appleton. I kind of know their pre-Columbian ceramic collection is world famous. They have a tremendous Maya and Inca.
We had for
that stuff.
a short while, we had a friendship with the artist Peter Max. And we don't hear from him anymore. We had friendship meaning he would be a guest on the show.
Wonderful.
And he would invite us to some of his showings down in Winter Haven, Winter Park?
Winter Haven.
Okay.
Yep.
And he told us an interesting story. When he was a young man, he would show up at these art jobs to get to interview, and he would show them his landscapes, and they were beautiful. He showed us some of them, or pictures of them. And nobody wanted them. He said, everybody does landscapes. And then he happened to have his portfolio, and he had some doodles in there. And the guy said, what is that? He said, oh, gosh, that's nothing. That's just doodles. He said, well, let me see that. And that's the work that he became famous for.
Amazing.
That Peter Max style. That
sort of psychedelic pop art. Yeah.
And so there's an example. He's not young now, but when he was a young guy, he literally changed. And I guess a lot of artists probably emulated him, at least for a little while.
Yes. Well, I think in the desire to make a living, you're going to respond to what the marketplace demands. If you're painting landscape paintings and nobody's buying them, maybe portraits.
Right?
Maybe portraits a good idea.
Yeah. Portraits might work.
So, that doesn't surprise me.
Gene Hotaling is in the studio with Rachel Gonzalez. There is an event happening. We want to make sure we give you more information about the event itself, since that's the main reason to be here. But I think the whole topic is a fascinating topic. The 2016 Art in the Park Student Chalk Festival. Let's continue talking about that on the other side of the break. We'll take that break right now and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Times of clouds and sun are rather breezy on this Monday with a high of 76 along the coast, 81 inland. Mainly clear Monday night with lows ranging from the mid-50s in a few interior locations to the mid-60s along the coast. For tomorrow and Wednesday, mostly sunny. The high tomorrow 78 at the coast, 83 inland. Wednesday's high 79 at the coast, 85 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Need a mailbox rental but need more information? Remember, Personal Service Center, 789-6683. How does $10 a month sound with just a 3-month commitment? Remember, Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Mention WOCA and the setup fee is waived. Personal Service Center will email or text notifications to you when your packages arrive. Even scan mail so you never actually have to pick it up. Now that's service. Personal Service Center, 789-6683. Located on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, Ocala. Look for the yellow signs.
Are you in need of custom screen printing, embroidery, or promotional items? Then look no further and come visit the brand new Legacy Team Sales. LTS is conveniently located off 17th Street next to Armstrong Homes in beautiful Ocala. We offer the best prices and highest quality products for your company, team, school, or nonprofit. Whether looking for screen printed shirts, embroidered polos, or travel team uniforms, you'll be sure to find it at Legacy Team Sales. Come visit our new 27,000 square foot facility. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will assist you in every part of your custom purchase. LTS carries the hottest brands in the industry like Under Armour, Russell, Mizuno, Asics, Badger Sports, Gildan, Pacific, Ogio, and many more. At LTS, screen printing embroidery is done in-house and we guarantee customer satisfaction. Stop by, give us a call, or check us out on the web at shoplts.com. Remember the name, LTS.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
All right, 19 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Beautiful looking Monday. Let's see. The 2016 Art in the Park Student Chalk Festival is when? Do we know when this is?
It's this Saturday.
This coming Saturday. Oh, Robin has. Oh, look at that. We've got a big thing here. So each panel is a block in the sidewalk.
That's correct.
Do we have enough artists to fill them all?
Well, we we register people the day of the event.
Okay.
And in the past, we've certainly had quite a few. 120, 150 is not
Is
an
it a
unusual number.
contest?
It is a contest.
It is,
We have,
okay.
we have gift cards from Hobby Lobby for first, second, and third place in 3 categories, elementary school, middle school, and high school.
Okay.
And we also welcome adult, or I should say after high school participants, but we don't have a contest for them per se.
They just get to play.
They
with
just
the,
get to come
with
out
the
and
sidewalk.
have a good time. and I should also say that this event is held in conjunction with the city of Ocala, and
Right.
they do their Arbor Day festival on the same weekend. So there will be entertainment and people giving away trees. There's a fishing tournament.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so it's really something for the whole family.
So it's $15, and then you get your space, and you get a $19 value box of chalk.
Yes, and a T-shirt.
Do you end up with does any chalk left over?
There usually is a certain amount
So?
left over. I've ordered more for this year, but yeah, we always have more than we think we're going to use, just to be sure. That
If
we've got
somebody's
enough.
listening and they say, "Okay, I'm an artist, but I've never done chalk art," is there anything either one of you wants to tell us? I mean, do you mix it with water? Do you?
Yes, you certainly can. A lot of the artists use sponges to soften
Oh.
the edges
Oh,
and,
really?
and move the pigment around. And what I described earlier, grinding the chalk up into a powder, that's a common technique. You can put stencils down, like let's say you put a paper plate down, and then you could pat
Okay.
the powder around it and get a circle, that sort
Okay.
of stuff.
All
So
right.
yeah, there are a few little tricks.
Are you
and-
going to be doing no?
I'm actually quite busy managing everything. So, we will have judges that I need to get going, and I'm not going to be drawing. No.
Have you ever in your years of teaching, or maybe even as a student, have you ever seen a kid maybe just doodling, and he never really pursued art, and you said, "Have you ever thought about art?" Have you ever has there ever been a student who really didn't think of it as an option, and then he was encouraged just from a doodle or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's happened to me. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know how far those kids have taken it. It's hard to say in some cases, but I've definitely gotten kids interested in my program who've never tried it before. In fact, Rachel also really came to us from Vanguard High School in her 10th. At the end of her 10th grade year, largely because she wanted something more than an academic background. She wanted to learn about the
Oh, so
arts.
Westport has like a different type of an art program than Vanguard would have?
We
I'm
do.
not put
We
one
do.
school down against another, but I mean, some schools have different programs that
Right.
the students want.
And
more.
I should really let Rachel speak for herself. So she'll
I
tell you
mean,
a little bit about
Vanguard
her story.
has a academically based program, the IB program. So really, anyone who goes there is really trying to pursue an academically driven career. So let's say lawyers, accountants, something very academically driven. Throughout my whole life, I loved drawing and I loved fashion, but I never saw myself doing it professionally. And about my sophomore year in high school, I decided I want to do something different. I didn't see myself doing the careers that everyone out there in that certain program was wanting to pursue. And I
Right,
decided to come to Westport into his program, and he had open arms and took me into his program and showed me many techniques and different tools. And I'm planning to make a career out of what I've learned with him as a fashion illustrator.
So fashion is that the same as fashion design?
It's mostly like it. It involves graphic, kind of like graphic elements, graphic layouts, because
Every year we have somebody on our show. He calls up from New York, and he is responsible for this.
Fashion Week.
Yeah, for this fashion design thing, and he always encourages our listenership, which you're in. You may not listen to the station, but you're in this listenership. And gosh, if we can, I don't know when they do that, but we should get a hold of you and let you know when that's open.
That's
Please,
a
yeah.
wonderful opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to talk to him.
yeah, that would
Yeah.
be.
No
Could come to
kidding.
your school,
honor,
maybe. That would be
absolutely.
wonderful.
I wish I'm just drawing a blank on who he is, but he's I don't know if he's a name you would know or not. But
Well, that Fashion Week is the end of
It's
Project
huge,
Runway.
yeah.
If you watch that show, Project Runway, that's what they're preparing for is Fashion Week in New
Right.
York.
and is
That's a
that
big
coming
show.
up? Like
I think it's
in the
around,
spring, isn't it?
yeah.
But
Yeah, I think
earlier?
it's earlier. I think it's around February.
I think it already
or
passed
March,
by.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
So
like
are you-
February, March.
Happened this year.
But you don't have to be in high school to do it, right? You can
Right.
you can be beyond high school.
Yeah, I
Right.
think many of them.
What are you
past high school.
are you a senior?
Yes, I am a senior.
Okay. We'll have to put your name down and put it on Robin's bulletin board. That way we won't lose it.
Yes, of course.
And then when that guy calls up, we'll say, "Hey, Rachel, we got this guy back on the phone."
That sounds good. But also to respond to your question, Westport is our magnet art school here in Marion County. We have fine arts and performing arts programs in many categories. We have 4 full-time art teachers, myself teaching drawing and painting. We have a ceramics teacher, photography and sculpture.
Is that right?
And of course, drama and choir and band and rock band and guitar,
And the dance.
dance. I think there's
It's a nice
13
school.
programs.
We actually have an opportunity to visit your campus on the Student Media Festival days because we do.
wonderful, yes.
We're 2 of the presenters.
That just
and
happened, didn't it?
Yeah,
The judges,
just a
yeah.
couple weeks
Yep,
ago.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I consider the television production and digital intermedia part of our art
Sure.
department. Just as you
Well,
said,
and some of
movie
the
making is an art.
some of the submissions are animation,
Absolutely.
and,
Yes.
and some of them look like it's cell by cell animation, like it wasn't done with a computer, but they drew each one.
Yes, there's something to that. And also when they use the claymation, that's frame by frame too. You know, they model something and then change it a little bit and then another frame and so forth.
Yeah,
Make
sure.
it look like the old Gumby show and you know, remember that from when you and I were kids.
Yeah, we had one claymation we judged one year, and it was I think it was kindergarten level.
Yeah.
And it was penguins.
Yes.
Fun.
And you really couldn't tell that they were penguins. There was black clay and white clay, and they
blobs moving
don't push
around."
me down! Oh, don't push me down! It was fun. It was fun.
They went for a swim. What's really nice about the Sidewalk Art Festival, like you were saying earlier, Rachel, is that you yourself get to interact with the children that are there, especially during the face painting, and you can show them how creative a person can be.
Right. Yes, of course. We have kids that, kids have an amazing imagination. And the cool thing about face painting is that you get to make their imagination come true for at least a couple hours. So they'll be like, I want to be a tiger. I want to be a butterfly. And you kind of see everyone's, how much kids' imagination really, is. It's really cool.
It is. And I think anytime you hook up a family and kids in an art environment, it's going to be a good time, and it's going to be something everybody learns from. So,
Well, thank you
it's
for
exciting.
coming in, and thank you for this contribution to us. I mean, as a community, this enriches us, and so this event and everything else you do as an artist and as teachers, and I just want to congratulate you and thank you for doing that.
Thank you for having us.
So it's $15 a space, and do we give out phone numbers or anything, or you just show up at the event
You
next?
show up at the event at about 8:30 to 9 o'clock is when we're kicking off.
Okay.
The judging will be at 2 o'clock, and prizes at 3.
So you have about 6 hours to get your picture done.
You do.
And can you buy more than one square if you want to make a larger
You
picture?
absolutely can.
Oh, really?
That and often, I shouldn't say often, but there are people who work on one square together.
Oh, they're a team.
Yeah, sometimes a team.
okay.
That's happened a few times too. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. We're happy to do
And
that.
and usually the people have in their head what they're going to put down.
Yes, I've sent a little flyer out to the elementary and middle school teachers. It's a little worksheet, and I've encouraged the kids to come up with a sketch or a plan so that they're not trying to figure that out when they get there. So yeah, a lot of people make a plan.
Well, we should make a point to attend this Saturday as a spectator. Just go there and enjoy the event. If you want to be a participant, show up a little bit earlier than 9 and get your chalk for $15. You get a T-shirt plus $19 worth of chalk. So basically, it's a break even for you guys.
We don't make a whole lot of money on it. We buy that chalk in bulk, so we get a little bit of a break. But it's not a huge moneymaker. No, it's more about what you described.
And it's a
Exposure
tradition
to
in
the
Ocala.
community and bringing people together.
I don't know how many years Art in the Park has been going on,
This is
but
our 11th year.
is that right? 11 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
Nina started it, and it's still going strong.
So Rachel, you were just a baby when this thing started.
Yes.
Have you ever done it before? Did you ever do it when you were younger?
Honestly, no.
No. Have you ever done chalk sidewalk art? I mean,
No, not at all. Most of the times when I attend, I'm volunteering, so I don't actually get to do the art, but I might give it a try.
Thank you for coming in. Rachel, please give your information to Robin. And,
Yes, I will. Thank you.
And we will just wait for that guy to be on. Then we'll say, wait, we met somebody we want you to, we want you to speak to. Rachel Gonzalez, thank you for coming in. Gene Hotaling, thank you so much for what you've done for us and for coming in. You've been a teacher for how many years?
This is my 24th year.
Wow.
So going strong.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing that. We'll take a little break and we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Immigration